time plays tricks on you. Some days it feels like I was liberated yesterday. Other days it feels like that cursed camp never ended, and I'm still somewhere inside it, trapped behind layers of silence and soot. 45 years. That's how long it's been since I walked out of Birkenau with a skeleton shadow and a name that didn't belong to a man anymore. I've had decades to bury what I saw, decades to replace memory with whiskey, decades to pretend it didn't haunt me every time I shut my eyes. But memory doesn't rot, it waits, and lately, it's been getting louder. I live alone now. Quiet town outside Chicago. Got married once. Had a daughter. Divorced. Estranged. Typical post-war drift. They couldn't deal with the man I became. Can't blame them. I couldn't deal with him either. I was halfway into a glass of rye when the phone rang. Number I didn't recognize. Hello? Mr. Mendel? The voice was young, nervous, American, speaking. My name is Andrew Keller. I'm writing a thesis on Holocaust survivors. I got your name from the historical registry. I was wondering... You want an interview? I said flatly. Silence. Yes, sir, if that's all right. I paused. Usually I hang up, always said no. Not because I'm scared to talk, but because the truth isn't something people want. They want the version in textbooks, the version with victims and villains. Neatly categorized horror, sanitized, safe. But the real version, they wouldn't know what to do with it. Still, I told him to come. Tonight. Tonight? Are you sure? Sure. Nothing else going on? Click. He arrived just before 7. Nice kid. Collared shirt, pressed pants, glasses too big for his face. He looked like he still believed the world was fixable. I let him in. Led him to the den. He noticed the shelves right away. Occult texts, old European grimoires, books about blood rites, exorcisms, demonology, not just dusty collector's pieces, marked up, dog-eared, studied. You're into the paranormal? He asked, tiptoeing around the word like it might explode. I chuckled. Let's just call it personal interest. He laughed nervously, setting down his bag. I wasn't expecting that. Nobody does. We sat. He pulled out a notebook, tape recorder, cleared his throat. So, Mr. Mendel, I guess I should start by asking, how did you survive? There it was, the polite version of, why are you still here when so many aren't? I took a sip of my drink. I followed orders. I kept quiet. I didn't make friends. I didn't pray. I didn't hope. I just waited. He frowned, scribbled something. But you must have felt something. I felt cold and fear. I stared at him. Number not after the second week. That's the funny thing. The fear burns out, like muscle fatigue. After a while, you just exist. He paused the recorder. May I ask what happened your first week there? I leaned back. Transport train from Krakow. Crammed. No toilets. One crust of bread for 20 people. Winter. Some were already dead by the time we arrived. The rest of us smelled like piss and rot. When they opened the doors, I couldn't even stand. His pen moved slower now. They lined us up, sorted us. Men to the left, women to the right. The old and sick disappeared immediately. I watched a boy, maybe 7, get pulled from his mother. She screamed until they shot her. Andrew swallowed. And then life continued. We worked. We slept on splinters. We pissed in buckets. We died in droves. He didn't write. He just sat there. I refilled my glass. But that's not the story you came for. His head lifted. What do you mean? You want to know about the thing no one talks about, the part that doesn't go in your textbook. He said nothing, so I told him. There was a man in the camp. I never knew his name. The guards called him 47B, big, broad-shouldered, eyes like broken glass. Andrew leaned forward. He didn't act like the rest of us. He didn't flinch. He didn't starve. He moved like a wolf in a room full of rabbits, silent, focused, angry. Did he hurt anyone? Yes, but not prisoners, only guards. I watched Andrew's pen tremble. The first time I thought I imagined it. A guard shoved him during roll call. Next second, the guard's nose was split open like a melon. No one said anything. The SS dragged him off. We figured he'd be shot. But he wasn't. He came back the next day, not a scratch on him. Andrew's hands tightened. That happened again and again. 5 guards over 3 weeks. Broken bones, gouged eyes. One had his throat slit with a spoon. Still, they didn't kill him. Why? I think they were studying him. Andrew blinked. Studying? I nodded. See, this wasn't just about labor or genocide. Not with 47B. The officers used to whisper around him. Not German, not any language I knew. They marked his bunk, drew symbols on the floor beneath it. I saw one once. It wasn't anything I recognized. Looked old, wrong. I paused. One night I woke to screaming. Not unusual, but this was different. It didn't stop. I crept outside. The guard towers were dark. Unusual. They never left the towers dark. I stared into my glass, and then I saw him. Andrew held his breath. 47B, he was glowing. Not like fire, like lightning in human skin. His veins pulsed white. His bones shifted. His mouth tore open, wider than it should have. The guards surrounded him. He didn't run. He let them come. And he ripped them apart. Andrew looked ill. Not with rage, not with joy, with purpose. Like they were insects. Nothing he did made sense. Bones bending backwards, blood boiling through uniforms, eyes turning black before they imploded. One guard tried to scream. 47B pointed, and the man's head folded in half. Jesus. Number not. Jesus. Whatever he wasn't from any scripture I've read. Andrew whispered. Then what was he? I stood, walked to the bookshelf, and pulled down a black journal. Opened it, flipped to a page, a sketch. Eyes white. Arms covered in what looked like armored flesh, wings like smoke, teeth like knives. This, Andrew stared at it. He didn't kill a single prisoner. Not one. Just guards. Just Nazis. The worst ones. The ones who laughed during beatings, who made necklaces from teeth. What happened after? The SS abandoned the site, burned their records, set fire to half the barracks. Then they left. And 47B? Gone, like smoke in wind. Andrew sat silent for a long time. Finally, he asked, "Do you think he was real?" I raised an eyebrow. I know he was, but what was he? I closed the journal. I've spent 40 years trying to answer that. Demon, angel, weapon. I don't know, but I think he was born from us, from our pain, our rage. Maybe something ancient woke up and decided it had seen enough. Andrew nodded slowly. Do you think he's still out there? I shrugged. If he is, God help the next fascist who crosses him. Andrew packed up his things, visibly shaken. Thank you, Mr. Mendel. I need to go. Of course. At the door, he turned. My grandfather was in the SS. That's why I'm doing this. To try and understand how people let evil happen. I looked him in the eye. Then don't run from it. Don't excuse it. Don't bleed for his sins. But don't bury them either. Monsters thrive on silence. He nodded. Left. I poured one last drink. Walked to the shelf. Stared at the sketch. The eyes seemed brighter tonight. I don't expect anyone to believe this. Doesn't matter, I didn't survive by logic. I survived because something in that hell chose not to let me die. Not yet. And if the world ever burns again, I hope it remembers. Not all angels wear white. Some come for blood.